The first time I saw her, she wasn't human, or at least, she didn't look like one. Her skin shimmered faintly under the dim light of the abandoned research station, translucent in places, revealing patterns of veins that pulsed with a soft blue luminescence. Her eyes were impossibly large, dark, and reflective, almost like pools of liquid obsidian. And yet, the moment she spotted me, tears welled in them, spilling over in a cascade of crystalline droplets that glowed softly before vanishing into the air. I froze. I had been trained for combat, for first contact, for situations far worse than a crying alien. Yet somehow, the sight of her weeping shook me to my core. There was something achingly human about it, something I couldn't reconcile with the image of an extraterrestrial being I had spent my entire career prepared to face. Don't come closer," she whispered in a voice that wasn't words, but a series of harmonic tones that somehow translated directly into my mind. My comms were scrambled, my translator offline, yet I understood her perfectly. I hesitated, lowering my weapon. I'm not here to hurt you," I said cautiously, though my voice sounded alien even to me. She flinched at my words, but not with fear, more like a hesitation born from recognition. Her tears fell faster. "You shouldn't be here. You weren't supposed to know." Confusion swept through me. Know what? Her gaze dropped, scanning the ruined lab around us. Equipment lay shattered, screens flickered with corrupted data, and the stench of burned circuitry filled the air. "They lied to you, to all of you. About me, about my people, about the war." I wanted to step forward, to comfort her, but something held me back. It wasn't fear. It was the sense that if I moved too fast, I would break her or myself. "Who are you?" I asked, my voice barely above a whisper. Her chest heaved. I was your sister." The words hit me like a plasma blast to the chest. My sister? The sister I had lost in a raid 20 years ago, when we were children, taken by an alien attack that had killed our family? I had mourned her, carried her memory as both a pain and a guiding star through my life. And now she was standing before me, alive, alien, but undeniably her. "No, that's impossible," I said, shaking my head, though my heart betrayed me. You were gone." "I am changed," she admitted, her voice trembling. They saved me, but not entirely as you remember me. I had to become what they needed me to be to survive." She gestured to her glowing skin, her elongated limbs, the subtle antennae that quivered atop her head. "I am no longer fully human." I took a step closer, ignoring the twinge of danger I felt in her presence. "Tell me everything. Now." She hesitated, then sat down on the edge of a broken console. Her tears continued to fall, shimmering in the dim light. "The war, it wasn't supposed to happen the way it did. My people, your enemies, they didn't want to destroy humans. Not completely. They wanted to save the ones who mattered." I frowned. "Save? You mean capture, experiment, control?" Her gaze pierced mine. "No. Not control. Evolution. They knew the war would end humanity unless someone became the bridge. Someone who could carry the essence of both species. Someone human enough to remember, strong enough to resist, yet alien enough to endure." I swallowed hard, the pieces forming a picture that made my stomach churn. You were their bridge?" "Yes." Her voice was barely audible. "And you were the reason I survived. The beacon in the darkness. When they found me, I thought of you, and it kept me alive through the transformation." I sank to my knees, overwhelmed by the weight of her words. My little sister, my lost family, had been remade into something both magnificent and terrifying, yet she remembered me. She had survived decades of alien manipulation, pain, and change, all because of me. I don't know what to say, I admitted. I thought I lost you forever. She reached out, her glowing fingers brushing against my cheek. You didn't lose me. Not entirely. But now we must finish what they started. Together. A surge of determination coursed through me. The truth was harder than any enemy I had faced, but it was the truth, and I would face it. Then we finish it, whatever it takes. Her tears slowed, replaced by a resolute fire in her obsidian eyes. We will have to fight, not just them, but the fear inside everyone. Humans, aliens, everyone. They will call us monsters. But we are the bridge. And bridges they endure. I nodded, finally understanding the magnitude of what she had endured and what we could achieve. She wasn't just my sister. She was a symbol of humanity's potential, of our resilience, of our ability to reach beyond our own species and still remain ourselves. We stood together, two figures in the dim light of the abandoned station. One human no longer, yet inseparably bound by blood, memory, and purpose. Outside, the world waited, hostile, unforgiving, and unaware of the truth that could save or doom it. She looked at me one last time before we left, her tears now tears of resolve, of hope. Promise me we won't let them win. Not this time. I grasped her hand firmly, feeling both her alien warmth and the familiar pulse of my sister's humanity beneath it. I promise. We end this. Together. And with that, we stepped into the darkness, not as a soldier and a survivor, but as a human and the bridge between worlds, ready to face whatever truth or monster the universe had left for us. We stepped out of the ruined station into the cold night, the alien sky glittering with distant stars. I glanced at her, my sister, my bridge, and for the first time in years, I saw hope reflected in her eyes instead of pain. Whatever comes next, I said, we face it together. She nodded, her tears finally gone, replaced by the steady glow of resolve. We show them humans endure. We survive. And we rise. The wind howled across the barren landscape, carrying the faint echoes of war and the promise of a future neither fully human nor fully alien, but ours. We didn't know what awaited us, but for the first time, I felt ready. Because humanity wasn't defined by fear. It was defined by courage, by love, by the stubborn will to stand even when the universe tells you to fall. And as we vanished into the horizon, side by side, I realized something undeniable. The monster the galaxy expected me to be had been nothing compared to the human I had become. If you want, I can also craft a slightly longer, cinematic closing that would make a 10-plus minute video feel epic, with a final emotional beat and foreshadowing for sequels. Do you want me to do that?